continuing with Isaiah 60 through 66. In the afterlife, nations give riches, and there won't be any riches to give in a sense after I die, but in a sense there will. And that has to do with the spectrum of good intentions. So they give spiritual riches. Going back to Matthew 6 where it says, store riches in heaven. So anything they did right, as they've rebelled as groups and things of this nature, okay, is being forfeit to the righteous. So as part of what Isaiah 60 through 66 covers is the transfer of the riches to he who has. He who does not have, even what he has, will be taken. Moving on. He talks about the years of the Lord's favor for righteousness. The masses are passing up the opportunity to redeem themselves through me. God loves justice. He hates wrongdoing. Now, when I say through me, obviously this is the logical interpretation of Isaiah. Say, what do we look for? Look for someone like me. I'm the only one who fits the description. So they were passing up this opportunity. Go back to Isaiah 16:5, okay, where I seek justice and I speak the cause of righteousness. He talks about the robes of righteousness and a garden that sprouts righteousness. So it says righteousness is a recurring theme, justice is a recurring theme, righteousness is a robe, righteousness is a garden like the Garden of Eden, sprouting up righteousness, the tree of life, the vine of life, the vine of righteousness, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. I can't say that enough. Okay, and of course when I say it, I feel I'm in the divine order, I'm doing the right thing. I'm not someone trying to trick you saying it. So I feel that my riches are being built up as I express and I convey the true message of God through the divine order on the right path, doing the right thing as Mr. Right, who's righteous, etc. And doing it in the right way. It talks about a rebellious nation. And Zion will be delivered with justice, her penitent ones, that is, with justice and righteousness. Okay. When we look, that was actually Isaiah 1. Okay, and I started off this video with that. And Isaiah 28, the wicked will perish, and the vindication of the righteous will shine like the dawn. Going to another sun is a symbol of God. The salvation like a blazing torch, and they will marry their builder. So when God's righteousness comes, the fire, the torch, the sun that is before his throne, okay, you see Psalms 50, Psalm 19, etc. We see that the righteous are vindicated. They were right with God. They have prepared themselves to exist in the flame of righteousness with God while the others are punished by it. We go to 63, okay. It talks about how I specifically, as God's son, the top martial artist, started my slaughter in Edom. Now, Edom represents a certain types of people first and foremost. The spirit of Edom, if you will. The spirit of Babylon's mystery. They're talking about spirits of people. Okay, if you're the children of Abraham, why don't you do what he did? Because you're not in his spirit. So you're not really the children of Abraham. The children of God are the ones who do what God would have them do. So they are rebelling, and God fought against them himself. Okay, so basically, my garments in the spiritual realm are covered with blood. Because of what I'm doing is righteous, and they're not responding with righteousness. So it's like you stabbed somebody and they didn't start bleeding yet. So I've cut them up and they're bleeding already. They just don't know it. Okay? They're spiritually bleeding. Their souls are dying. My garments, my spiritual righteous garments, are covered with the spiritual blood of the masses as they are not obeying, and they're already feeling the beginning of the flames of righteousness. Some of them are just so drunk on the blood of the saints that they don't feel it, so to speak. They don't consciously feel it that much. They feel it a little bit. 64. In the past, God came down as a warrior, and they use Moses as an example. Moses, Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a warrior, the Lord is his name. So warrior king, this is confused ironically by the Moses story, which is actually a metaphor, a parable, if you will, this sort of thing, where Moses did not actually split the Red Sea. Okay, it was righteousness that split his enemies. Red is a color for the principles of evil. It's known in Egypt and otherwise. The color of blood. He split the sea of descent, the sea of adversity. Okay, and in the confusion, Pharaoh's troops basically turned on each other. Is one way to interpret this story. And in a sense, no matter how you slice it, it's true. Okay, this is also a core disagreement, and it goes back to the word lead, deal, and ideal. I deal. I lead. Who leads you, right? No servant can be greater. Are you relying on your own intelligence, or you see the signs of God that point to me as the righteous leader, and you're falling in line? Okay. All right. So this goes back to the true martial art leader versus the psychiatrist, the propagandist, the president, the kind of skull and bones, Kerry versus Bush, kind of privileged, kind of politician, privileged social controller, ninnies, okay, trying to lead you in the spirit of Lucifer versus being led correctly, okay. And in 64, all right, so I'm gonna cover 64 through 66 in another video.